Hello, I'm Pam Powers with the Office of Assessment and Accountability. This video will look at our new assessment and accountability calendars, which were created in Google Calendars and added to the KDE website. These calendars were created to fulfill needs requested by users for the ability to sort and filter, look at one assessment or another, and to have all of the resources needed to complete a task in one place. If you go to the Assessment Support page on the KDE website, you will find the Assessment and Accountability Calendar. You may need to scroll down the page to see the main calendar. The main calendar is a combination of several smaller calendars, which are devoted to individual assessments and programs or categories. Let's look at what is available within the KDE DAC Information Calendar. You'll notice that the calendar appears in month format and shows all available calendars. You can change the format to a weekly or an agenda view for differing needs. More on those views in a moment. Let's look at the available calendars. We're sorry that the calendars are not listed in alphabetical order, but this is a limitation of the app, which we cannot control. The individual calendars allow you to filter or sort by a particular category and only view those which are relevant to your work. You'll notice that we have calendars that are devoted to an assessment and those that are devoted more to a system or process. The available calendar categories are Access for ELS, the ACT, Alternate Assessment or Alternate K-Prep, CTE, that's Career and Technical Education. Now this is only information that has come through the DAC emails. For details about Career and Technical Education, please go to their website and review those materials. Data Quality Control and Review, EOC for End of Course, IC, Infinite Campus. Now, this is not everything that goes on with Infinite Campus. These are the announcements of releases of data into Infinite Campus. K-Screen or Kindergarten Screen, K-Prep, KBE for the Kentucky Board of Education, SCAC, SDRR, Student Data Review and Roster Application, SRC, the School Report Card, and Training. Many of these calendars are self-explanatory, except for the training calendar. If an activity or an item is considered training, then it will be on both the assessment calendar and the training calendar. For example, if we have an Access for English Learners or WIDA training coming up, you will find an entry on both the Access and the training calendars. Same thing with if we had something in ACT. If we had a training for ACT, we would have it on the ACT calendar, and then it would repeat itself on the training calendar. So if you just wanted to see the trainings, you could turn off all the rest of these calendars and only look at trainings. So what else is on the training calendar? Activities that you will find only on the training calendar are things such as the DAC Monthly Webcast or the Administration Code and Inclusion of Special Populations trainings. You can filter these calendars using this drop-down list beside the agenda. Maybe you don't need to see some of these calendars. You can turn off or uncheck any calendar in this list. Perhaps I'm at the elementary school and I don't need to see the ACT calendar. I can turn off the ACT calendar and only look at calendars that pertain to my work. It's easy to turn the calendar back on again by checking the box. We're currently looking at the default view, which is the month view. Let's change to the week view. I find find it easier to see individual appointments in the week view, but I prefer the month view to get an overall sense of what is happening across all of the assessments. In both views, we'll see the same large headings for events across the top, and they would be for an all-day event or for an event that would cross several days, such as a test window. So our example for this would be our ACT, Makeup Accommodations Test Window. You'll notice it crosses several days, Tuesday to Friday. But on October the 6th, we have an ACT Makeup Test date that is in a morning time frame. It goes from 8 to 12. We also have another training session later in the week. It says Training DAC. We really can't see that, can we? But if we click once on the appointment or event, it will bring up the whole thing. Now we can see that the event is actually the DAC monthly webcast, which runs from 11 to 12 noon. This is a good spot to remind everyone that all entries are created in the Eastern time zone. So if you're in the Central time zone, you'll need to make some adjustments. When the appointment box pops up, there is a detailed description with links that you will need to accomplish this task. Adding links and resources to the description was one of the requested additions made by users. Detailed descriptions are on all of the individual entries in the calendar. These descriptions may change as additional information is added closer to the date or during a window. The description should include a link to the system and information on what needs to be completed. That information may be in the form of a link to a user guide, a link to a video or plain text, or all of the above. Looking at the DAC monthly webcast, we have a link to the media portal and a link to the web page where materials for the webcast may be found. Many times there will be direct links to things like a PowerPoint or video, but at other times it will direct you to a web page or pages to give you more complete resources that may not be available when the calendar event was created. All of the calendar information is being updated on a weekly basis by the Division of Assessment and Accountability Support consultants. Once you have the details on the screen, you can copy this event to your own personal Google Calendar by clicking on the Copy to My Calendar link. Let's go back to the month format and explore the controls. You can go forward or backward by month by using the buttons, or you can go to today by using the Today button. The month of September is very full, but the further out we go, the less information we start seeing, until we get to December and things start picking up again. Soon after a test window or event is announced in a DAC email or on a DAC webcast, you can expect to see an entry in the appropriate calendar. Some people prefer electronic calendars, but sometimes you just need to print one. You can print from the week, the month, or the agenda views. What prints will depend upon which calendars you have selected. If you want to print all the details from an item, you will need to print by the agenda view. And you'll notice you have the print button right here. So looking at the agenda view, we'll notice that everything is in date order. Events that span multiple days, like a test window, will have an entry in the agenda for each day. Use the print button to print the agenda. Don't forget to check the print description box to print all of the descriptions. When you print, you can print either on paper or to a PDF format if you'd rather keep the file electronically. Now, this online calendar is great. You can find things immediately, you can sort and filter, but is there an easier way to access these calendars? If I have a Google account or another mail account? Why, yes, there is. You can add these calendars to your normal account so you can get there without having to come back to this web page. These links are available below this main calendar. There are links available below this main calendar to either open the individual calendars in a web browser or to add them to a mail program using the iCal format. Now you have a choice on how to access these calendars. You can use the main calendar on the web page, or open the individual calendars on different web pages, or you can add the links to your Google or other mail programs. If you have questions concerning the calendars, please contact us at dacinfo, DACINFO, at education.ky.gov. Thank you for listening.